Hey, it's Nick Holiday, and today I'm joined with Joe Orr from Virtual Deal. We brought Joe on to give a little bit of a 5 minute speech on the changes that we're seeing in the industry. From our perspective, as we talk to you guys, I know we're constantly pushing you to adapt to the consumer's demands, and we really feel like that's starting to take hold in the last 6 to 12 months. Joe, first of all, welcome. Can you give us any insights on what you're seeing out there in terms of changing behaviors and expectations and how they're changing from a website standpoint with our stores?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, Nick. Yeah, so again, Joe Orr, and I've been in automotive 35 years. So 25 years, I was a general manager at Daytona dealerships. And my job as general manager there was really, my responsibility was to peek around corners and to really look for trends that had teeth, right? Not just smoke and mirrors. And then to capitalize on my unique website traffic and, of course, offer unique offerings, differentiations from my competitors. So back in 2007, I fell in love with Amazon, and I saw the need and I saw the drive coming to automotive as far as online retailing, and I've been studying it ever since. And every other vertical in the world really has online sales. Retail, automotive hasn't. Tesla has done that, but as far as automotive online, it hasn't come in a big way until, like you said, the last 6 to 12 months, and now the customer demand is just enormous.
That's awesome. Have you seen any good stats out there that kind of talk on this and how important it could be?
Yeah, let me just show you a slide here. So this is a really important research study. This was done by Driving Sales. They spent about $1 million in 16 months. They sent clinical psychologists out in the country to really meet with buyers and to track all of their shopping and buying habits. And what they found, even today, is that only 1.5% of the consumers expect to be satisfied when shopping. That's not good. We're the only vertical, again, in the world where only 1.5% of our customers expect to be satisfied. So Wall Street wants to solve that problem. They think they can make a boatload of money if they solve that problem. Another important thing that the survey found is that 56% of those people said they'd buy more often. They'd buy more accessories and things if the process was easier. So, what if your dealership could make the deal making before they came in? What if it was easier for them? What if they had an easy button at your store? Would that be a unique offering in your marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some similar stats too that talk about that, and obviously as we have more and more younger folks enter into the car shopping process, I mean, their expectations, you're absolutely right, is dictated based on some of the other ways that they purchase things. So this is huge. So I'm under the impressions, actually, I know it because I've seen it with some of the stores, that you guys have a really good product that helps solve this. So not the whole pitch, but can you give me, a couple minutes on what you guys are doing to help a few of our stores right now, and what you can potentially do with a few more?
Yeah, it's exciting. Toyota seems to be our number one brand right now. We're getting more Toyota stores in line, and that we've signed up more so than Ford or anyone else. So very forward-thinking dealers. I wanted to share this also before I go into that. This is Wall Street jumping into our business, right? Carvana, Vroom, BP. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars backing these companies. And what these companies do is they offer the consumer the ability to escape what they call the pain or the friction of the showroom floor. And they're growing rapidly. You can see Carvana from 4 to 150 million in 3 years. And that's because the customer demand is so high. So what we did was we built Virtual Deal over the last 10 years. We tested it in my corporation. And I'm going to share with you some of those results. We offer the consumers the exact same thing that Carvana, BP, and Vroom do, the ability to do the negotiation from home. We just pluck out the showroom experience and we put it in their living room. And so all that's left is the test drive. And here's what we are. So we're a perfect payment. To be true e-commerce and not just a widget, but to be true e-commerce, and that's why we have 10 years invested in this technology, not just 6 months or a year. We have to build an automated desking tool and be perfect payment for all zip codes and areas, and that's not easy to do, but we've done it. You need to be DMS integrated. I think that's important for a myriad of reasons. And I talked about the automation of the desking tool. So our desking tool a BDC or internet salesperson can send out a first proposal to a customer, and it will be payment perfect with the correct fees and license, with the correct incentives, OEM incentives and rebates, in just 2 pushes of a button. They send that out to the customer, and the customers love it. It's totally mobile friendly and tablet friendly. This is cool because we did this first. We built the whole platform mobile first and tablet friendly, so the consumers can not only buy their car online, but the dealer can send a proposal from their mobile phone or tablet, or the desk managers can actually desk a deal from their mobile phone and tablet with our automated desking tool, and they love it.
And that's going to be great. And not to interrupt you, but I mean, I think that's what our customers are looking for. When you look online and see that sometimes a third of their traffic comes in after hours, and are submitting leads after hours, to be able to have that capability. So as we require our sales folks to be maybe less in the dealership but be on more often, to have that tool to get them the information, during non-business hours is ideal.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I had sales managers and salespeople who were sending proposals back at 11 o'clock at night from their home. We also have an interactive showroom tablet. So this is important because now 99% of the country is still sending a presentation on their showroom floor out with a piece of paper, either doing it with a grease pencil or copying it from their desk and just sending them a flat piece of paper to go show the presentation. We have an interactive showroom tablet, so the customers can interact with the presentation. It protects the dealer's profit. We built it, so we want to make sure it protects the dealer's margins front and back, but it gives the consumers the ability to interact with the showroom tablet. The salespeople love it. The desk people love it, the customers love it, and that's also included. And it makes the online to offline experience very seamless and look really cool. And then we also offer custom branding, so you don't have to call it virtual deal. You can call it anything you want on a white label type of thing. We've had dealer groups that have said they'd like to call it other things. And here's really what it looks like and just think about if you're a customer or your relatives or neighbors, if they'd like this when they went to your website. They're on the SRP page or the BDP page, and they just click on the Start My Virtual Deal button from either. We create the banners for you, by the way, and we make it easy for the dealership. So being a GM for so long, I understand how busy dealers are. So we actually get in contact with your web provider, and we do all the advertising for you on your website, if you'd like us to. I'm just trying to make it easy for you. Yep. And once they click on that button, it takes them right into the technology and pulls the car in they're looking at. And here's what's important for Toyota. This is also important for Honda. I know now you can't advertise cars under invoice. Once the customer hits that virtual deal button, it now becomes a one-on-one piece of advertising. So you can market the price below invoice because you're a one-on-one negotiation here. And I think that'll help Toyota like it helped Honda quite a bit. Does that make sense to you, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. Once they give the contact information, then we can get them the quote. So that's great.
Yeah. And then down below, we've added a couple other things. You can see that red box. I just show you that red box because that's new option. Those are toggles we can turn on or off for each dealership. If you're interested in offering someone a test drive at home or work, or if you're interested in offering a home delivery, we can add those two options, and the customers will let you know if they're interested. And that also gives you more differentiation from your competitors. There's a little video in the upper right-hand corner. It's a great video. We make it very simple for the customer to get in, just name, email address, phone, and zip. And once they go into the technology, if they have a trade-in, they'll go to the trade-in page. We made it very simple because we want to start a relationship with the customer and the dealership. So they can do it mid-explosion if they have it, and it self-explodes, or they can hand type in the details. They can even upload pictures of their trade-in. And what's neat here is once they hit Submit My Trade, it goes into your virtual deal backend, and there your BDC or your internet salespeople can push a button to send it directly into vAuto or First Look. We integrate with virtually everyone. And then if they'd like to fill out a finance application, they go to the finance application page. It's a secure website, digital signature. And here we offer them the opportunity to skip the step and do it later if they'd like. We do that out of respect. Most of the customers, for instance, you or me or your relatives or friends, they're not going to fill out an application this early on. They know they qualify. They know they can buy a car. They want to see the numbers first. The people that do it now, are mostly the people who have challenged credit or think they might not be able to get qualified.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the next thing, that's it. Again, we work this so it's like Amazon. It's an easy button for the customer. There's no way for them to try to self-calculate payments on your website with our technology, or self-calculate what their trade might be worth so they make a decision to leave and go sell it on Craigslist. We want to get you the lead. So right now, we introduce, bottom left-hand corner, with a picture to the consumer, their own private deal manager. So we get a picture of all your internet salespeople or your BDC manager or your BDC salespeople, whoever, and that customer is told they have their own virtual deal manager that'll help them create their deal from home. And the next thing that happens is they get an email right away that says, congratulations for choosing to build your deal online. I'll be assisting you through this very easy process. I've received your information. I'm going to prepare a deal proposal on the vehicle you've selected. There it is. There's a larger picture now of their private deal manager because we want to start building that relationship with them. We still think that's very important. And they can go back into their personal deal page anytime they'd like and add a trade-in or resell on a credit app or anything. The very next message they're going to get from the dealership is hopefully within 5 to 15 minutes. And it's this email that'll show up, and it'll let them know that they now have a presentation that they can look at in the comfort of their own home, fully disclosed, and they're excited. They click on View Your Proposal, and this is the top half. If they scroll down to the bottom half, I'll show you what it looks like also. But again, top left-hand corner, picture of the deal manager. Top right-hand corner, the deal manager can hand type a private message, or they can hit a drop-down menu for speed. The customer can enter questions or comments right there and submit questions or comments. You'll notice there's nothing here that says negotiate or counteroffer. We don't want to offer that to the consumers. This is a friendly way to buy a car, and your car is priced at what the customers should feel is comfortable price anyway, so that shouldn't be a negotiation. If they scroll down to the bottom part, they'll see 9 payments on a lease and 9 payments on a buy with different down payments and terms, if that's the presentation you'd like to show them. And what's nice about it, again, is it shows all the rates and the residual amounts, and it's totally disclosed, just like Carvana, BP, and Vroom. The consumers really, really appreciate that. They earn trust. You've earned trust in their eyes. Once they choose a retail or a lease, the next presentation you send them will have all the full breakdown for all the fees, taxes, everything out the door, so they can make an intelligent decision from their home.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and then this is what I did at my store and why I left being a GM, working for great friends of mine because of my enthusiasm for online retailing. Put it in my dealership, and we have about 10,000 unique visitors per month at the Honda store. And we got about 247 leads, not phone calls, but actual lead submissions. That was our average. We had a different online retailing tool because we had tried out quite a few of them. We took that one down, and we put up Virtual Deal that very month. And remember, now I worked for a year with Virtual Deal to make it so it really was dealer-friendly and consumer-friendly. So we revamped the whole product. Once we put it in my store and tested, our leads off of our website went up 46%. We had an additional 114 leads that month for a total of 351 leads. We were really, really excited. And then over the course of 90 days, we sold 90 cars at our store on Virtual Deal, customers that wanted to do it from home. And our closing ratio on the appointments was 96%. And that impressed me also as a GM. And my team, my managers, my salespeople, everybody just loved these deals. NADA says the average closing ratio should be 50%. So that was intriguing and exciting also. And then finally, when the customers show up at the dealership, we give our dealers a bow. They put it on the car. It's got felt on it so it won't scratch them. And then we give them a reserve sign to put in the window. When the customer shows up, they've already got the deal done in their eyes. Their trades are cleaned out. They're excited. They're enthusiastic. And they show up, and it's like an adult at Christmas when they see that car sitting there with the bow on it and with the reserve sign in it. So that kind of gives them emotional enthusiasm. And then just to share with you also, we're a training company. So I understand as a GM, this is a whole new trend, right? And what we want to do is train your managers and your champions, your BDC reps or your internet salespeople. So You have a monthly performance coach with us, and we work with you monthly. We also have a video interactive training series they all go through. And the first video is really just about teaching your employees about this whole new vertical of why the consumer demand is so huge, and really what it says about your dealership and how transparent they want to be. And last but not least, you and I talked about this, but I think this is important. We do a lot of the marketing for you on your website. We give you the banners to educate your consumers that visit your website. But you're now that dealership. You offer that kind of respect to your customers. We give you a landing page that's responsive, TV spots, website banners, retargeting banners, Facebook banners, and all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Well, that was definitely probably an hour and a half pitch in a 12 minutes. So I appreciate it. So if we've got some stores hopefully that are ready to take the next step, who can they reach out to? Who can they learn a little bit more about?
Let me try and get to a slide here because that's a good point. I have got lost here. Forgive me. I'll get there.
No, you're right.
Unfortunately. Boom, boom, boom. And Ryan was there he is. He worked for SCT. So he's working with Toyota in general. So he'd be great.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, Joe. You got an awesome product. I've seen it obviously firsthand. So keep doing what you're doing. And if we have dealers, I'm sure they're going to reach out to you. Thanks for your time.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Nick.